Good evening, everybody. I'm going to continue, well, hopefully painting one of multiple projects. Mostly the chariot that I've been painting previously, maybe working onto an arc that I've got as well. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. However, I was also lucky enough to be one of those who got hold of, well, I believe I've got hold of a copy of Leviatan, which is the new 10th edition box set. New Dreadnought, new Terminator sculpts, which are those ones that I've already kind of got done-ish. They still need a wash properly. But yeah, so new ones of them, and new Stern Guard veterans, which I've got little ones of. I've not actually painted very much. I've not done much on them because there's a lot of detail on these, because there's like wings and gold and rope and tassels and loincloths, and as well as all the other little things that they normally have, like purity seals and all that stuff all over them. So there's another new set of them coming as well. Hopefully in about 2 weeks-ish. However, until they arrive, because there's going to be a lot of Terminator models in there, including the Captain and the Librarian, I should get better at painting. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue practicing. And these gold guys need doing also. That ride on the back of the chariot, see, they ride on the back there, those two. But these ones currently aren't on the chariot, obviously, because these are the ones I'm painting. It makes a whole lot more sense to paint them off. Yeah, don't paint them on the chariot. It just makes things difficult, especially that quiver to get to. That quiver can still come out as well. So I've still got to paint that and in the back of there as well, which is going to be a pain. So I should probably finish the chariot first, shouldn't I? And then I'm just going to work blues, gold, brown. Do I need any more gold on these? Well, probably areas that need touching up at least, just so I can get something underway. And a tiny bit of gold on the quiver. And then, is there any more in there? No, I believe it's all blue in there. Thereafter. And thank you. You using your authority straight away. I can't hear you for some reason. My volume turned down. No, my volume's working fine. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No hearing. No. No, can't hear you. Mute you, unmute you. Microphone not working. That should help. Oh, why did that come up as me? Oh, I don't know why that came up as me, but okay, fair enough. No worries. Right, seems he quite happily demonstrated his new abilities and powers. Yes, Captain Mountain has got admin privileges, so chat base. He's going to be able to keep up with that a lot more for me. I have no idea how much one person watching at the moment. I have no idea who that is. I also have 7 messages in other threads. Need to double check. Right, okay. That solves that problem of what that will be. Right, so back to painting, starting with gold, because well, I want to be finished with the damn colour because it's a metallic for a start. I don't particularly enjoy metallics. and I wish to be finished with it as much as possible, especially while I don't have a airbrush. An airbrush. I do still want to do my Sky Shield landing pad. I just don't want to do that big eagle thing on it, and I don't want to do that by brush. I'd rather do it by airbrush. So my next available purchase of what do I want for my hobby? Right, can I get an airbrush, please? Because although I do like painting models, I do like terrain as well, and I do want to start doing some terrain if I can get some. And with my recent acquisition of a 3D printer, it's not very good. Well, it's okay, but it's not very good if I wanted to print D&D miniatures, for instance, to paint as detailed as these. It's not that capable. So I would have to limit to what it can do, to such as I'll see how it can get away with brick walls, for instance, once I've got it set up. Because getting them secondhand is not as good as buying it all brand new. I heard a beep. He's back there. He's brought himself up, but he's still not able to pick up his microphone. Have you just checked your microphone settings while you're in there? Double check, because that's why my microphone goes squeaky. Because it auto changes for some reason, and I don't know why. So yeah, I was right. There was parts I need a second coating of gold. Well, should I say another coating of gold? While Captain sorts out his sound. I should talk about my upcoming box set, hopefully. Well, they took the bloody money, so I better get it. For starters, because I got it from Games Workshop, I've actually managed to finally accumulate the last of the boards that are the right size to be able to make a 4x4 to make it the size for the biggest one properly. I don't have to use the homemade ones that I stuck paper to. I finally got enough of the card ones to be able to fold them all out and make a board. It might not look completely okay, but it's, yeah. At least the electric one is going to be the right size.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, there we go.
It's weird. It come up default the C92 webcam, but it wouldn't go through. When I took it off, it went back and picked it rather than the default version of it. That's weird.
Yeah,
So
that's what it does with mine when I get squeaky voice.
yeah.
It picks the other version, and then I have to go in and select whatever is not selected, and then ka-ching, it works again. Yay!
Yeah. So I'll just have to. I want to just check. So comments.
I don't believe there's been any apart from the ones that I've posted myself.
Right. No, I'll put one in it. Right, so what I have to be careful of is not putting a comment here. Like,
Right, yeah. So if you comment in the StreamYard comment section, it comes up as me.
yes, because
That's
I
how
did it one night on JVs, not realizing, and a JV thinks, and it was funny because he's looking like going, "Have I been hacked? Have I been hacked?" I didn't type that because I put something, because I was trying to be funny and I put something rude in, and and it took a wee while because I'm down to one screen. I can't be annoyed setting the second monitor up at the minute because I've redone everything in my room. When I need it, I'll put it on. So um But it
Well,
just means while I'm here, I can do all this nonsense for you, you know. So I'm not going
it
to be
gives
here
you.
all the time, you know that. But um,
Well, as long as you keep posting the truth, then I'm quite happy with what you're doing.
yeah,
And thank you very much for agreeing to do this because
I'll,
I do forget the chat a lot, and it
but
helps if
really,
someone can keep track of it. Well,
you
because
know,
painting's quite
yeah,
intensive view wise. It
you
does.
now know how easy it is to set up somebody as an admin. Or the other thing you need to do is work out how to take me off if needs be,
Oh, I
because
figured out how to take you off because I figured
that's
out why I'm in
okay.
complete.
Just because you could do it by if I'm not here, because I'm not going to be able to sit here all, for too long. I just all wanted to come up and make sure it was working. Um, but say for argument's sake, Joey's going to be up, or
Yeah, if somebody else, I can add them quickly enough as long as they
yeah,
send me
so
the email. I realized why it didn't go through. It's because I spelt the after the @ sign. I spelt that part wrong,
I do that all the time.
and
Um,
it's like, oh, for God's sakes, you blithering moron! What on earth?
yeah,
Right,
so
delete that one. Send it properly. There we go.
right. So what are you painting tonight then?
Tonight, I'm still painting the chariots.
Sorry, hold on. My phone's going. Give me a wee minute.
No
Oh,
worries. I'll carry on painting the gold bits of the chariots that I keep forgetting to paint. But it's still sopping wet, that brush. I don't like how wet that brush is. Let's try that again. See, I'm still gonna have. Ooh, my voice. Good evening, Jessica. How are you doing? I believe you're taking a night off tonight. Whereas tonight, my only night on. How goes the work? And I'm more than likely to have a response for you. I'll at least be told about something you've typed because, yes, Captain is running co-pilot for a short period of time.
right. Sorry about that.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, I'm doing still doing the first of the two chariots. So
Okay.
that's the first one so
So
far.
which army is this then?
This is for Stormcast Eternals on the fantasy side. So rather than having like
Stormcast Stormcast one word. Just
yes. However, if you look into Games Workshop, it's quite easy to navigate from there.
no, I'm not for that.
I mean, that's where these come from. So you'll be able to find pictures and
I'm
get the
just
art.
trying to mess about with your.
Well, you're trying to abuse your powers. Yes.
Hi, Jessica.
I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
I understand
But
that I'll
see,
give you full admin rights.
but there's now,
And you gotta come and play.
but you've now got a ticker at the bottom telling everybody what you're doing.
I have. I have.
Yeah, so
I don't know how to do that. You see,
well,
that's why you've
yeah. Look, if you want to, some night on private, if you want to spend 10 minutes, it's dead easy. But I'll go through it with you, and you can mess about with it private without, So
right,
no,
okay. We shall do that one evening. When we're
let's put that one back up. Just
both free.
I thought it was a wee bit too much, but so
Yeah, no, I've got no disagreement with that. My missus is quite aware that that's my opinion of myself. Um,
yeah.
we wonder where my son gets his confidence from. It's like, nah, I don't have any wonder at all where he gets his confidence from. It is from me. I have quite a high estimating, well, a high opinion of myself, shall we say? Although it's also a low opinion at the same time. It's quite weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't have a high opinion of, you know, but sure, such is life. But yeah, it's extreme yard's easy enough, just although there's stuff I haven't even because I haven't went live since Christmas,
Oh,
Um,
really? Have you not even picked up an after party or
I've no
anything?
interest. I mean, I really only hang about on JVs on a Friday night. Um, Too many of them are too late. They're just, you know,
True, it's usually
um,
get until 3 in the morning by the time.
yeah, biggie.
Good evening, Beaky. Good evening. Hope the car's running well.
So it's um, because to be honest with you, Friday nights and the only time there's ever space really is if JV and that's not doing it. If JV and that's not there, I don't want to know. I'm not going to go up and sit because there's too many people do it for the sake of it. Then they'll add people on that aren't interested or you know that
Can't
they don't
hold
like.
part of the conversation. Well, I did one after party once. I decided I didn't want to host one again.
Yeah. Um,
Uh, Yet here I am doing kind of something similar.
well, this is different, But a couple I did at Christmas were brilliant because I did one Christmas night and I wasn't sure whether to do it. I just sent Jeremy and Joey and that message going, "Look, are you bored yet? Do you want to go? Do you want to go live?" And they both went, "Yep." And just like that, the fucking the 10 filled up, and just because everybody was just bored at that stage, because they'd done all the family stuff and all the
Everyone's overstuffed and yeah,
yeah,
finished.
everybody eating, the kids were all sorted, and they everybody just wanted some adult company. So I did a couple. That's why Jeremy hooked me up that I could use his because obviously if
Ah,
you can only have six on at the minute.
yes, and three of them are being used at the moment.
Yeah, so you can only um, but you
If,
can mess with the formats and all. Like I'm not you might not be able to because it's the free version. I don't know. I haven't bothered doing it, but you can. It's a new feature for StreamYard that they've made it so as you can put custom formats and all on. Not
well,
something to do here while you're live.
the one we're using at the moment is one that I've made. So it's actually the reverse of what the one StreamYard normally gives you, whereas normally should be on the other side of the screen, that side.
Right. Okay.
But instead
No,
we're on
well,
this side.
no, I know you've got all the likes of those or those, but you can. I
Oh
don't know,
yeah,
but you can actually make your own now, which is maybe because you've done it right. Sorry, get you know. Sorry.
yeah.
Um.
See, is I've flipped around with the. I like the idea of having because of the way I use it as my
Yeah.
phone looking at me, and then my computer's the one that looks down this way. Um, I like that idea, but I didn't like the where the people were on the screen. I wanted the people on the other side of the screen.
Yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, man.
that way, the StreamYard logo doesn't block anything or block anyone. Or
Yeah. I haven't messed with it. Like I say, just I don't really use it. It's just um
shit. Go.
and if and when I will use it, I'm not. I just it's not a professional thing. I use this as a hangout tool, really. So
Speaking
um,
of which, I've not been up anywhere. How are you doing, by the way? I've not been up at
me,
JB's or anything. I've spoken to many
yeah,
people for.
yeah, doing all right. Just yeah, doing grand. A bit of drama at the weekend on Carlos. I don't know if you saw that.
No, that's what I mean. I've been out of the loop because on Fridays when I get back from my brother-in-law's, the half an hour that I have a bit of a breather because I walk back. I jump in JVs at least whether I comment or not.
Yeah,
But I generally then go to bed because I'm absolutely shattered and exhausted and just want to go to sleep.
no, it was. It was Carla did an after party after Thrashes on Saturday night. I didn't
Ah,
watch it. I didn't watch all of Thrashes either. I watched more of his because, truth be told, I was knackered. I get into bed shortly after 12 and I just couldn't sleep. So eventually, I stuck my iPad on and I made a few comments and that, but I didn't join. So that's fine. I did, and JB went up. It's not like him to be up on prices and and but eventually fell asleep like with 2 or 3 hours later, and so you pick the phone up in the morning, so you get your YouTube alerts, and so Carla did an after party. It was brilliant. So I just flicked through it. She had 4 hours. I'm not sitting watching 4 hours of somebody being live, but I flicked through just to see who was on it. And right near the end of it, you could see Colin getting drunker and drunker and more annoyed. And
Right, okay.
it's brilliant. From almost exactly 4 hours, you can see Colin's trying to say something. He's leaning forward, the hands like this, and Blake and Matt J are drunk and just keep talking, and he's getting more. He can't get a word in. He's getting more and more annoyed, and it's 17 minutes of him just getting ready to blow up, and eventually Carla has to kill the stream because he starts giving it the old you're full of leftist ideology and stuff, the usual.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah, if it's the same Colin, I think it is. Then
Colin used to come up with Friday night TVs.
right, yes, then it is the same Colin. Then yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm picturing this situation in my head, and if it was to do it from a sheerly outsider perspective, it would be hilarious. I would just be sat there watching it, thinking, "This is funny. This is funny." Yeah, don't let him talk. Don't let him talk. Keep interrupting him. Go.
I know it was brilliant because I honestly I just flicked forward, just being nosy, pure and simple, just being nosy, see who's on it, and it it just was. You could see him starting to get annoyed because he was getting drunker and drunker, and it just made me laugh. And you could see him trying to say something, and I didn't watch all, so I have no idea what all started it. But let's face it, it doesn't take much.
No,
Hello,
it doesn't.
Casper.
As I said, that's why I can picture the scene quite easily because yeah, more than once he's had been told to quieten down
Oh,
by
well,
people.
Cara killed her live stream. No goodbyes, no nothing, just killed it.
Just gone.
Yeah, just pulled the
Wow.
plug, and apparently, when they were private, it got a bit hot and heavy for a bit, and he was abusive to people and stuff. And
Well, of course, this is what happens when he drinks. We know this.
well, see, I don't like people blaming drink for people being arseholes. I drink,
No,
and
but if you were going to take a drug, you were going to understand that that drug is going to have an effect on your body. That effect could be for good or for bad, and alcohol, in particular, the way that he imbibes it, is not particularly good for
yeah,
him.
but I think
He
the
might be
difference.
able to hide most of his personality. However, the alcohol allows some of his personality that's naturally there to be a little bit more predominant.
Look, it's bright and sunny, Casper. So, um, but I think, look, I think it's a cop out for people. I think if you're an arsehole, maybe
Yeah.
alcohol makes you more of an arsehole,
Yes, essentially.
And if you look at Blake's far from an arsehole. Blake just gets he's a happy drunk, and then, well, okay, maybe eventually gets to be an annoying happy drunk, but there's no malice. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
um
Essentially, a good person is a good person whether they're drunk or not.
yeah,
An asshole's an asshole whether they're drunk or not. It's just that if they're
yeah.
not drunk,
I
they
mean,
can control it a little
I'm
bit better, hopefully.
I'm a loud, contrary, opinionated, grumpy fucker, whether I'm sober or whether I'm drunk. And I drink on a Friday night, but have you ever seen me get so drunk on a Friday night that I let myself down or embarrassed JB or anything? Not
Um,
yet. Touch
Not
wood.
yet. I
Not
know I
yet.
have.
Um,
I did it long since. I'm not doing that again. So I'm definitely not drinking anymore on there. The sun's set out already. Oh yeah, you're an
yeah.
hour ahead, aren't you? I keep forgetting the Casper.
Yep.
You're an hour.
Is
Yep,
that?
there you go. I'm straight into the.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help that this camera is directly in the way of the comment section as well.
Yeah. Okay. Um, but yeah, it was funny, and the thing is, it's like I don't like the guy anyway, so I don't care. You know. I think but the thing is, he's done it. You know, it's not the first time he's done it. We can all embarrass ourselves. We can all do. Maybe let something get in our head. We can all snap at stuff, but he's done it loads of times, and crucially, he's never come back next week and went like, "Guys, I'm sorry, I drank too much. I shouldn't have said that." You know what I mean?
Well, I don't talk enough for that to have come to my ears, so I don't know. But he may have apologised rather than doing it on camera. He's done it off camera, privately.
No, well, I know some of the people he's done it to, and he hasn't. I've seen him just appear the next night on a different panel, and it's like butter wouldn't melt. You know. But that's the problem with the self-righteous.
That is.
They're never wrong about anything. Whereas if you're just smart as fuck like me, then you're never wrong about anything. So it's
Well,
nothing to do with being self-righteous.
I do have that problem, so I can relate slightly there. But yes, I'm painting these chariots. I'm also talking about the new box set that I'm hopefully getting in 2 weeks, because I'm going to have a whole set of models that I don't collect for 40k. I'm going to end up with a Tyranny, a small Tyranny force.
We made the mistake of using his name there, but we're just talking about him.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. Hello, Blake.
Good evening, Blake. I did not send. Can you send the link to your question?
Yeah, I can stand it. I'm not sure he wants to come up because.
No, I know he doesn't want to come up, but however, he's got the option to if he changes his mind while I'm left.
He's very shy, retiring fella, and
yes, doesn't like to be very camera shy, which doesn't help.
Blake, I've just sent you it on Twitter if you want to come up. Just feel free.
Did you have to use that bloody thing?
But in fairness, Blake, after your performance on Carlos the other night, the way you provoked poor Colin, I'm not sure you should come up on camera anymore. I honest to God, it's one of the things that's made me laugh most, all weekend. Yeah, that could be a bit rough. Although, Casper, I have to say, my uncle was like that. When I was sort of nursing my dad when he was dying, he was living with his brother, my uncle, and we used to go over, and he always had a different young girl with him. Although it turned out he was a hooer master running girls; they were all hookers.
Lovely.
Yeah, we didn't know that at the time. We thought he was just right. What's going on here? But it turned out, he had a school of girls, and he was using them for porn and
wow. He had an entire school full.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
But
was that Catholic school? Sorry.
He only actually stopped whenever the paramilitaries went to his house and threatened him.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to get someone to they would.
Now, in fairness, it wasn't through any we any high moral standing. He obviously just wasn't paying the right people.
Ah, right, okay, but still, they put a stop to it. Bad motives, but good outcome.
Yeah. Blake's got a full house. He's always got an excuse.
Yes.
Blake, just tell the truth. Just say you don't like lads and you don't want to come up.
I already understood this. Don't worry about it. He doesn't even reply to my messages for about 4 days after I send them.
Yeah. So Leviathan, what I think I know what Leviathans are. But I'm not.
Yes.
because Jessica's got four of those to paint.
Well, a Leviathan is a form of water dragon, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, it's not what I was thinking then.
What was you thinking? Because you might be something different. Because there are
No,
the name.
I can't think what the game was. It was in when the War Games club that I went to try out, and it was one of the tabletop games, and the guy had a big figure. It was like 4 times the size of everything else with guns and all on it.
Yeah, ships and things usually get named after it as well. But
no, well, it was a creature. It wasn't, but
did it have
in fairness,
tentacles?
Casper, it's hard to knock them for it. If they weren't your friends, it would, I understand that, but you know. Can't think what it was. The other thing was that it was funny. We were playing. It was a tabletop thing, and one of the guns fell off, and he got really pissy about it. A man called Jonathan Glover, and he started getting to the point where I thought he's gonna, because he never realized that he would just get squashed. It was just one of those we professor bods that just never realized, and that he was only 4 foot nothing, and people would just pick him up and throw him away.
So
And
a proper Jack Russell.
yeah, and he got dead stroppy, but it's not like I picked it up and threw it across the room or anything. We were moving along the table, and like one of the arm fell off or something. It was like.
Was it the days in the old lead metal models?
No, I think
Everything heavy as hell.
No, I think it was just plastic. I think maybe it just wasn't glued properly or something. It was just. Like, say it wasn't. It's not like I did something stupid like sit on the bloody thing, or it was just moving it across the table, which you were supposed to do. It was a movement phase, and something fell off, and he got really fucking balky with me.
Look, if you got these attack models and you're taking them to use them, you always take a pot of whatever the relevant glue is that you need, just in case.
Absolutely,
Because it
especially
happens.
carrying them in a school bag and all. It was weird. Like, I liked the wee man. He was just. Well, I say liked him. I put up with him, but
Yeah, you tolerated the little guy.
yeah. Oh, I do remember. It's one of those ones. He just. Well, we're at my mate's house in the back garden. He'd been doing some martial arts classes, and he literally. I don't know why he kept thinking he was going to do it, but he just was getting weird with me, and like he had a brush pull and all. He must have been doing so. I don't know. Always somebody's done the 3 martial arts classes to think they're Bruce Lee. One of those, and he literally was.
Martial arts don't really work unless you are extremely good.
But he was trying to me. I literally just put one hand on his chest and pushed him over. It was
There you go.
Like,
saying that, judo and boxing are probably good ones to learn. If you're going to learn any, you learn boxing. You learn how to punch someone in the face, and if they grapple, you learn how to break the round while you're down there.
Well, see, my brother's a second dan black belt jiu-jitsu. The problem is he broke his knee, and he never quite recovered from it. He's actually disabled now. And it literally killed him having to give up jiu-jitsu because he loved it. Where I went, did one lesson and broke my collarbone, and then went, nope, not going back. So
yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Yeah, this first class is free. You go and you can try it out. And I knew the sensei and all, and he's a good guy and stuff. And first time we did a forward roller, we went, geez, you did that really well. And I went, no, I didn't. Something's not right. Ow, ow, ow.
Collarbone gone.
Yeah, and then when it was over, I couldn't even change my fucking t-shirt myself. Made it home, slept in a chair that night, and then went down to casually the next morning. But it was weird because I liked it. I was enjoying the class and all, So
maybe you should have gone back.
I did a bit of Muay Thai. but it turned out it was a con. They were fucking the guy was running the class just to get you. You know, it was free for a wee bit, and it was really good. You know Muay Thai, don't you?
Yeah, it's the what we ended up kickboxing out of.
Aye, it's like proper
Yeah,
kickboxing, not the European one
uh,
where you
as I
elbow,
said,
you
it's
punch.
what we got kickboxing
Yeah,
from, not
yeah.
what we
And I
what.
really enjoyed it. But it turned out, he was doing it for a bit. Then he wanted to charge you £20 an hour for to do it.
How much?
I went, yeah, £20 an hour. And this was 20 years ago.
Bugger
I
that
like,
now.
yeah, thanks, but no thanks. So but it's a good one. It's a good one for self defense. Because um,
Well, it's mostly knee strikes, elbow strikes,
yeah, because
close quarters, I believe.
what somebody said to me was, he says people square up to you and they come really close, and they're not expecting you just to lift your arm and smack them with the elbow. You
Yeah,
know. But like I say, look, I'd run from a fight if I can help it. It's just
you wouldn't. You'll slowly amble. You'll quickly amble away from a fight.
yeah, but you know what I mean. I'm not gonna fucking um
It's not like you're gonna. Neither one of us are gonna stand there and start going, quick fight, and start doing like handsprings and run away.
no. Although I mean, I have been fucking I've been sparring with an ex boxer, just for fitness and stuff, and
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea.
so
Boxing is something, yeah. Vaguely considered myself. Then I realised it's cardio, and I'd probably just keel over.
yeah, but you do know when you've done it that you've had a workout. You are fucking I don't pardon the pun. You are like quite literally punched. You're knackered. You're sweating. It's really good. As you understand why people do box and you actually have much more. See, we get people now that sit and all I do is do you know 2 or 3 rounds with Colin, and so I'm not in a ring. I'm not getting hit back or anything. But see, when you're watching a fight and you hear people go, oh, he's gassed out, he should never gas out and all that there. Yeah, fuck, you go and punch pads for a while and see how long you last. And that's
Oh,
without somebody punching you back.
yeah, because the gloves don't weigh nothing, do they? Not
No.
these big weighted bludgeoning devices I've got on my hands. They don't do anything to my punches. Nah. And you want to swing them how many times and hit this thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, it is what it is, but it's
This certainly, yeah, I, an exercise benefit to boxing. I understand that, particularly for upper body.
yeah,
However, I see a lot of people who go to box come up. I've seen there's one or two boxing places around near me, and I see a lot of them come out, and it's all upper body, and they've got the scrawniest legs you've seen in your life. And it's like you do realize you've got to stand on those things, and you've got to rely on those things for
but
speed and strength and
but
stability.
that's not a boxing thing. That's just a modern life thing. Because I see when I right, so um I go to the gym as often as I can. But obviously I'm going to try and lose weight and all that there. But you see all the young fellas and all they want to do is look at themselves in the mirror while they're training, and it's all about fucking, they just want, because let's face it, if you're in the bar, it's the upper body that the fucking, you're trying to show off. If that's what you're going for. That's where they've all got their tight t-shirts on so they can show the muscles off to the young fucking slappers in the pub and stuff. So
I know, but you've got to even it out.
no,
Otherwise,
I think that, no, I think I'd use it. But like I say, I mean, it's
if your legs can't hold your frame, then there's no point having the frame.
no, I know that but they just want to look hot for the young ladies, and that's what it is. They're not running marathons. They're not trying to fucking, you know what I mean. They just want to stand up bar in a tight white t-shirt and. and have stupid, vapid women, drool over them because they're fucking, and
See, that's where you're going wrong. You're not wearing tight white t-shirts. You're wearing black. You're wearing black band t-shirts.
No, that's not where I'm going wrong.
No, said Blake.
Oh, Blake? I don't know. It's not where he's going wrong either.
I don't know.
No, I'm going to fill in the blanks because do you know if he was on panel, what he would say is, I've got more pussy on accident than you get, on purpose. So don't type it, Blake. I've already said it for you.
Jessica, is Warhammerish an official language? I've actually looked at the comment section for a second.
I've been highlighting them. How dare you?
You're gonna have to. I need text to speech.
Okay. Let's see. We go. Let's say now. So there's Blake's laughing. Okay.
Blake's always laughing. That's not anything.
And there's Blake calling you a cunt, which I think's a bit unfair. So don't read it.
Yeah, well, Blake knows me, so I can't really say anything about that.
Oh, see, the sun's going down. So you can actually see out that window a wee bit, or rather than just.
Actually, it's actually darker over my side than it is yours.
Yeah. Should you not be out in the middle of Manchester watching the fucking?
Wrong colour, mate. Wrong colour.
I know, but you're close enough to go to Manchester to watch Man City parade the fucking the trophy they bought.
Yes, but I don't have access to thermite or anything to throw it with. So I shall stay here and I paint little miniatures.
And to be honest, I've seen images of their parade, and it's pitiful.
Is it?
Oh God, it's bad enough that they can't fill that fucking empty head. You know what I mean? But they just won the Champions League, and they can't even, not being funny.
Manchester.
Liverpool had a bigger parade last year after losing in the final. So.
I think United's parade was big enough when they did the treble.
Because they're a plastic club, they're not real. I'm in Belfast, Casper. Because it's one thing. Look, I know your wee man, the wee English midfielder, is going to go to Real Madrid, Bellingham. But the one thing I did like was he came out and he said he didn't want to go to a plastic club. He didn't want to go to Chelsea or Man City. It would have to be Liverpool, Man U, or Real or somebody, somebody with a bit of history.
City are kind of building theirs at the moment.
They're buying it.
Or additionally, to a degree, I would say yes. However, I've got to give Pep some credit.
Why?
He's put together a pretty damn good team. And he's been able to do it consistently for a while.
Yes, but if you can buy any player you want and write off any player that doesn't work, it's not the same. I'm not dismissing him as a coach, but my theory on Pep is he's never done it somewhere where he hasn't been at the richest club in the league.
If we can join Man U and do it, that'll be good.
Yeah,
because we're hardly the richest club in the league anymore at the moment. We're actually doing financially, we're doing pretty badly compared to how we were a few years ago.
Yeah, but the thing is, see, this is what gets me. I never begrudge United being loaded because United were successful. They have a massive fan base. They put a red devil on every bit of shit they could find in the show. That they were way ahead of everybody else. They got their hospitality right, and old Roy Keane bitched about the prawn sandwich brigade and stuff. But
yeah, they were there for it. They knew
that's what brought but that's what brought the money in, and they were ahead of everybody else. And they invested in property. They got the stadium bigger and bigger. They built on their success, right? So I never. Obviously, I hate United. I'm not gonna lie, but I never begrudged them.
Are you a Mickey Mouse supporter?
No.
So he does for Liverpool.
Anyway, so
I thought you was a Scout supporter.
but they, you know what I mean. So they spent what they earned and they maximised their position. They did the right thing, you know. And the problem now is United want to live within their means, within the rules. Liverpool need to live within their means. Liverpool are run as a business. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Villa need to be done like that, all the rest of it. But City, Chelsea, and now Newcastle just fuck it up for everybody else because City can do what they want. So they bring in Pep, who won everything everywhere else. He's already got a very, very good squad, and they say we'll get you anybody in the world you want, and don't worry about wasting 50 or 60 million on Calvin. What do you call the guy that bought from Newcastle? If he's no good, it's only 50 or 60 million. You know what I mean? If Jack Grealish 100 million, it takes him 2 years to finally play a good game. They don't care because it's only, you know what I mean? It's only 100 million
Yeah.
to them. It's nothing. And the problem is it then makes United look bad. It makes Liverpool look bad. It makes all the other clubs look bad because they can't compete financially with countries, basically, which is what it is. Um, but and that's why, because you get all the FSG out mob at Liverpool. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you moron. You know, you're a fucking window cleaner, and you're going to try and tell multi-billionaires how to run a club. You know what I mean? If you want
Yeah.
to bitch at Liverpool not be able to compete, you know, you'll bitch when the fucking Saudis buys, or some rich Russian or whatever, and you can't have it both ways.
Oh no, can you? You're not going to be. You can be bought out. Fair enough. Or you can do it the slow way,
Yeah.
which is it's
And
harder. But
and you have to. I mean, say City were a yo-yo club. City were up and down, up and down, up and down because they weren't a big club. They couldn't afford their own stadium. They couldn't afford players. They couldn't do anything. And my last thing about football, well, I promise I'll shut up after that. Pep's untested somewhere that he doesn't have all the resources. You know, do what Rafa did at Newcastle. You know what I mean? Where not only can he not buy players, but every transfer window he had to sell some of his better players. You
just
know
so
what
we
I
can
mean?
make up.
Yeah, do what Klopp did at Liverpool when he took over a team after Brendan Rodgers ruined it. Not ruined it, but didn't do anything, and he inherited absolute shit, and took years turning Liverpool into what was a really good, really good side for 5 or 6 years. You know what I mean? Go and join a Spurs and win it at Spurs. You know, don't just go to Bayern Munich, Barcelona, or Man City and do it. You know,
Oh
that's
yeah,
one.
that. Although I believe Messi's leaving PSG, is it? He's leaving.
He's away to some side. No, he's away to Miami. Sorry,
Yeah, he's going to America.
away to play for Beckham. So
That should be fun.
yeah,
That
I said to Joey,
merchandise you're going to book.
yeah, Joey was joking about it. I said, Joey, just do yourself a favor. Joey doesn't like, soccer as they wrongly call it.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, we try to educate them.
Yeah, I've said that he's arguably the best player of all time. You know, um,
Certainly, arguably, yes.
yeah. Just I
Uh,
don't think there's a definitive answer for it because I like different players and I like different styles. You know,
well, it's not just that. It's with each generation of the sport, things change. So when people go, "Oh, but George Best was the best," it's like, yeah, but he was playing against other alcoholic smokers with a really heavy ball on a bumpier pitch. He wasn't playing at the same conditions. He wasn't under the same training regimes. He wasn't playing against the same quality
yeah,
of
yeah. But
players as
then again,
opposition.
yeah, but he had all those shortcomings like everybody else. So it was a
He
relatively
did.
level playing field. I get what you're saying. If you were to put back a modern player, if you could transport him back to the '60s, Well, one or two things that happen. It either put them on the same because they'd be too quick, too strong, too fit, or they'd break them after 5 minutes. It'd be one or the other.
Yeah, they'll take a shoulder tackle and then
Yeah, Chopper Harris would just go right through them and just wreck them. So,
and then
um,
that's them done. Or the other way around, put the older players on a nice new fresh flat pitch with the new glidey lighty
yeah,
ball. First shot they're going to take is just going to go whee, because the ball moves so much compared to the heavy, sluggish,
yeah.
leather bound
But it'd
ball
be,
that we
be
use.
interesting to see some of the real good players like Pushkas and George Best and and I'd love to see Kenny Dalglish playing on modern pitches with modern players.
Cruyff.
Cruyff, and um, but I agree with you. It's hard to say somebody's the best ever because I I like it's like the goal of the season competition. I like a different goal than a lot of people do. Some people like the 25-yard screamer or volley or whatever. Where for me, I like the 25 pass build up. I like the team
You like the
goal. You know
Arsenal
what I
method.
mean? Pass it, rip. You pull the team all over the place. Slide it through and a good finish. I like watching that. And don't get me wrong, when you see a midfielder smash it from 25, 30 yards, it's brilliant. I'm not saying that, but um, so
See,
it's like so many important things in life. It's subjective. I mean, I think the only thing we can definitely agree on is the fact that Queen are infinitely superior than the Beatles. You know,
oh, I've not sent you the pictures, have I?
you did,
When
you did.
the Madame Tussauds pictures.
I wonder if I could find them and share them. So now that I could control you.
Yeah, go on. I'll let you. As soon as
You be
it's
let you
just
can't
me and
stop me now. I'm an admin.
easy. I can just boot you.
um,
You may be admin, but I'm owner.
I
There's,
know, I know. I don't know. Actually, I don't have them because you sent me them on WhatsApp. I don't have my WhatsApp on my computer. You know.
right. Yes, I don't have them on my computer at the moment either. So no, we're not showing unless I've shown them via Instagram. But yes, I
Like,
found one of
like you're
each.
protesting, but you know we're right. So
I definitely put more effort into my pose with my picture with the Freddie Mercury waxwork than I did for my Beatles one.
although you didn't get the symmetry right.
No, I didn't, but it was quick because we was having to rush a little bit.
Right, okay.
So it was like, quick, get my picture while we're going through this bit. It was funny because me and my eldest child watching people getting lost in the maze, and my eldest child turned around and went, "Just don't walk towards the fingerprints." Top idea. I'm just walk through the maze as though it wasn't there, and everyone else is just walking into mirrors. And then it was like,
Your sound's a bit choppy there, lads. I don't know what happened there. A lot I didn't get. There was
when we went to the Madame Tussauds, there was a Hall of Mirrors thing.
right. Okay.
Um, and we got there, and everyone's walking into the mirrors and banging into them. And my eldest child turned to me and said, "Just don't walk into the fingerprints." So we thought, excellent, we just got through the maze, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because we just looked for where all the fingerprints and nose prints were and just didn't walk that way.
Unless some smart fuckers just didn't clean it before you get there. There's no fingerprints.
No, there was quite a few people going through at the time, so it was like, okay, this is quite easy to find our way through. Because
I'm not sure I could do the likes of that. I've in my old age, I've got quite claustrophobic. I was never like that, but see these days, even just see watching certain movies or stuff where people are like buried, and I find that even really uncomfortable to watch now. And I had no real phobias like that when I was younger. Apart from people, I never liked people, but uh,
well, I think everybody has that one to a certain degree.
yeah.
So we'll tolerate certain people. We'll even like one or two, but everyone else is like, no, you do me, no, no, no.
Yeah, Jesse, you're absolutely spot on. Americans can't talk about football.
No, they can't. They play it with their hands for crying out loud. I don't
Yep,
understand.
it's
That's rugby, not football.
yeah.
but trying to make them understand that is
I think a few people get EB gets the football thing. I think he's
yeah, but he's been reacting to British stuff for how many years now?
Yeah.
He's certainly to the point where, even though we call it American football, I can understand the game. It's almost like Americans shouldn't have. Have you actually seen football? American football. It's like Americans shouldn't have done it. This is like way too tactical, way too.
Yeah, but it's also slow, so it suits Americans. You know,
Possibly,
it see,
possibly, but the plays and the way it runs is actually quite. Basically, go. Well, let's get to the point. I want to do ding 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 ding. No, it didn't
yeah,
work. Damn, try again. Ding ding ding. No, try this. Ding 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 ding. That got through touchdown. Yay. Right, next.
yeah. I really appreciate the tactics of it all, but the game's just boring. It's too slow. I I love them. Oh shit! I love them lining up. Um, yep, that's about right, Jessica.
Yeah, that sums it up. Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
you just take the piss out of everybody, to be
I
quite
love
honest.
the tactics of it. I love them setting them, setting it up, and we'll do this formation, we'll do that move, we'll do, you know.
I'll
But
tell you what's the most boring one is baseball. How do you?
oh,
Is that their equivalent of cricket?
even worse than that. I think it's their equivalent of rounders.
Oh, for God's sakes! That is
No,
most boring. It's like, how can you watch that? It's just, and the stadiums, and it's like, let's go to the ball game. It's like, no, I've got to sit here for how many 9 innings of this? Is it?
I know.
I can't do that. It's like a full day out if both teams are any good. It's like, oh Jesus Christ, no, not a chance.
Yeah. By the way, I'm going to let BC know we're on live. Is that okay? And send them a link.
I've already sent in the link.
He's
But by
probably
all
asleep.
means,
He's a habit of it. That's okay. I'll just.
well, I sent him a link a while ago when I first sent you the link. So whether or not he's looked and bothered, he said he'd not looked at that part of his social media for a fortnight.
I had the. Joey was watching one of the games. I can't remember what it was, and he said at halftime it was 0-0. He sent me a message. He goes, "This is rubbish. It's too dull, the rest of it." And I had to try and explain to him. I says, "Look, that we understand it's too clever and it's too tactical for Americans because you have a low attention span and most of you have a low IQ. But but
is that why you invited a Canadian?
Well, I don't know about that, but if you're scoring 30 and 40 and 50 and 80 and 100 odd points in a game, then scoring, like basketball, getting the basket, meaningless. We're getting a goal in football means everything because it's so hard to actually do.
Well, City won the final of the Champions League final with 1-0.
Yeah.
1-0. And it wasn't a great goal. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a good enough goal. It won them the championship. I can't really complain about the goal for that matter. But it wasn't spectacular. It was nothing.
Yes, Blake, just Instagram.
Yes, that's the only way I have access. Also.
But and then EB said the same thing to him one night, and he says, "Joey, says the problem is Americans are so used to getting point. So it then becomes dull. It's so predictable."
Yeah, everyone's going to score. Everyone's going to get a point.
Yeah, and then even if you look at American football, it's a bit like rugby. You score one. You get one touchdown and you get 6 points or 7 points, whatever the fuck it is. So 2 goals is essentially a 14-0 lead. But you've only really scored 2 goals, so why not just make it 2-0?
Because there's 2 ways to score in both of them.
No, I understand, but we understand why rugby's try and where you got to try and then you get a conversion.
Yeah.
So you get 2 different ones, and I still don't. I still think they should.
It should be 1. It should be 1 and 2 points for them. If you can get a try, you get 2 points. If you get a conversion, you get an extra one. Yeah.
Well, you didn't. Well, when rugby was started, you didn't get a point. You didn't get any points for a try.
Did you know? You have to
No,
get it through the.
which which that's why it's called a try, right? So you got the. That's what when rugby when it started. When you got over the line, you got the try for a goal. So that's why rugby's called a try. So you got the ball over it, you got the try, and then you got the try for a goal to put the ball over the post or
Yeah.
through the whatever Um,
So you got an attempt.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
that's what it used to be. That's why it's called a try.
I
Somebody
didn't
in
know
somebody in the
that.
chat's going to tell me I'm wrong, but that's what I've always been. And I went to a rugby school. I went to a grammar school, so they played rugby, and although I hated it,
I don't know if I have enough people in the chat to be able to correct us on rules of rugby.
but it still just means. I mean, it's still only one goal. It's just each goal's worth more points, so it's just um,
That's why football gets it right. You scored one goal, you get 1 point.
yeah,
There you go.
and that's what it is. So, right, so Blake, the only thing I hear about your football or soccer would be pissed if I spend money to watch a game and at the end of the tie. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, but that's because you're American, you know. Um, I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to call you an idiot or anything. So I'm just going to say you're an American. And look,
That's
look,
very quick.
it's it's what you're used to. I mean, look, we grew up with like proper sports, and they grew up with shite. So that's all it is. It's what I mean, and
I don't
everything,
know.
all our sports are built around TV and commercials and all the rest of it. Where we still, I know we move the games to different times so TV can put them on, but the games don't stop for commercial breaks. They don't, it's so.
I don't know what. Football, rugby, snooker, darts, cricket. Yeah, we've got great selection.
Well, I don't know about that.
Because
Although darts is supposed to be, I used to love it. Darts when I was younger, but you used to have more characters in it. Well, I suppose maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just haven't seen it in years. But I just remember watching Eric Bristow and I can't even remember half the names now. Was it Mountjoy Keith? Not Mountjoy Keith.
I don't
God,
know
maybe Keith
British.
Deller, maybe, and
Bristow didn't join
Johnny
the Pro
Wilson.
League.
You know, darts players like that. It was fantastic, and they were all paced. If you remember, they all had big beer bellies and all because they were all drinking like mad. And,
Well, those are the
but
ones who didn't go with the Pro League, weren't they? When
oh,
they split.
look, I'm 49, so I'm talking 40 years ago. So it's way before there was a pro league. But I've never heard anybody that went to one of the live darts things and didn't come out going that was brilliant.
Yeah,
You know,
everyone's just getting tanked up in alcohol and just getting absolutely blind drunk.
yeah,
That's pretty much what it is. There's a bar at the end, but you're in a giant hall essentially. There's a dartboard set up at one end. There's tables filling up the rest of it apart from the stage, and there's a bar,
yeah.
and that's it. So what do? Because you can't see the board properly. You can only see the numbers. You get absolutely blind drunk and dance to the music that plays.
That's it. And whenever somebody comes up and it's um, I don't know. It's one like I miss having a dog. When I lived in our first house, we had old fashioned terrace council house. So that you top of the stairs, you'd the landing, the big long landing. I always had a dartboard there. I used to just have my bedroom door open and play music. I just stand and throw darts all night. It was just play around the board. Even if it was just on my own, just go around the board, up and down the board and all. Loved it. No, I've nowhere really here to put a dartboard up, unfortunately. So
Well, I used to live in a long terrace house. Problem is, I've got a doorway at each end. So each end of the landing, I've got a doorway. So I can't really put a bloody dartboard up there.
yeah,
Now that my mum's passed, my dad's got a dartboard set up in the living room because he used to play for the local pub teams quite regularly. He'll move from pub to pub depending on how he was feeling.
Yeah.
So he had a few trophies for doing so. So he was an all right player. So yeah, we always had a dartboard in our house also. One of the other houses, he did have his little one. I just remember my sister and me playing, and I'm sat on the top step.
That pay attention to the mic. You're doing
Sorry, mate.
that. Yeah. Sorry, because
Yeah.
you're talking away, but whenever you turn your head away, if you
So this is why I
I'll keep
shouldn't
your.
really be
What am I?
doing
Am I your producer now? Is that what it is?
essentially, yeah. You're my
Into the mic. Into
producer.
the mic. Um.
At this point, you're going to be my editor as well. So
Yeah.
essentially, yeah. Me and my sister were sat. We're stood at the top of the stairs playing darts, but the stairs came up halfway in the landing.
Right.
So essentially, I sat at the top couple of steps of the landing, waiting for her to take her shots. Had my back to the dartboard stupidly. She hits the wire, out pings the dart, and lands directly into my back.
Well, I look. I'd take it
It
better than
didn't
that.
actually hurt, which was scary enough. It didn't hurt. She just walked over, plucked it out, and went, sorry. And then we carried on playing.
I'm the youngest of three. There's three brothers. I was youngest, and I don't remember. But apparently, as a baby, when I used to crawl about the floor, my two older brothers would throw darts at me. You know. Yeah,
Nice.
I think once like one of the adults in the house realized what they were doing, there was somebody got scalped and it stopped. But yeah, I don't remember, but you know. I was told
Uh,
about that for years. So they say, "Oh God, American TV is terrible." All the adverts, even the shows, they talk like they're rated from one cringy posters you get in corporate. Like, yep, you're absolutely right, Jessica. No, Americans do get it right sometimes. The American Office, which I wanted to hate because I loved the British one. I wanted it to be rubbish, and it's now right up there as one of my favorite comedies of all time. Um,
well, I'm only just willing and starting thinking to give the British one a go. Because Ricky Gervais really annoyed me for a long time, and it took me a while to get him. And now that I've got him, he's like, right, okay, I'll give his stuff a go. I'll go back and watch it with new, fresh eyes.
see, the only thing he did that I didn't like was Derek. Everything else he's done, I thought was brilliant.
Uh,
The
Derek was very dark,
It wasn't even
very
that.
dark.
I felt really uncomfortable. I know I laugh at certain idiots every Friday night, but you know, to make a comedy about somebody that was mentally challenged, I just
Who
didn't get
said he
up.
was mentally challenged?
Derek is he
No,
not?
he's not. Who said he's mentally challenged?
I always thought he was.
There's no mention of it.
Oh, okay, maybe I just
Ricky
presumed.
Gervais even Ricky Gervais even asked that same question because when that thing gets brought up, that's his response. Who said he was mentally challenged?
Yeah.
It
Or
is
maybe it
not
was just
brought up.
soft faces. But I did try and watch it and didn't like it. The Office. See, the first time I watched The Office, the proper one, the British one, I'm watching it going, because it's so well done, there's no laugh track or anything. I'm watching it going, holy fuck, is this real? You know what I mean? Because it's so well done. I'm looking at it going, I know people like that in work, you know?
Right, it's been a
Um,
while. It's been a while since I've
but it's
watched.
brilliant. It's still, we stumbled across one on last week, me and Peter, just was on UK Gold or whatever, and it's still, um, it's cringy. You have to like cringy comedy, but it's still so good. It's still so well written,
I
it
do
is.
to a degree, but uh, sometimes it's a bit. It can be a bit too cringy. I've seen clips. Obviously, everyone's seen clips of the Office now. So yes, I've laughed at some of the clips, and some of them it's just been nah. Maybe it was a context thing, and I should have seen the entire scene rather than just whatever this moron had clipped out as a shot on whatever it was. But it always seemed to be a hit or miss thing for me.
Yeah, I would. It's one of those ones. Like, yeah, I loved it, but it took a wee while for it to click with me, and now all of a sudden, um, and I loved it so much. I wanted to hate the American one. I really, really wanted to hate it because I loved, and he also did the right thing. He doesn't tend to overplay something. He did two series, then he did a Christmas special, like a feature length special,
Yeah.
and he didn't go to. He's only done it once. Is um the last one? I can't remember the name, but the one where he played the guy that was wanting to top himself because his wife died. Um, it was it was just fantastic. It's dark. Joe Wilkins is in it, which is always good because he's one of the funniest people in the world, I think.
He is, and he's good at portraying dark funny as
Yeah.
well.
Well, he plays a postman in it, and he's actually called Pat. Which is obviously deliberate, but it's just funny. And he plays a deadpan, and everybody's going, "But you're a postman. You're postman Pat." And yeah, what? Yeah. So what? And it's for Afterlife. That's it, Jessica. Yes, brilliant. See, Jessica's smarter than everybody. Um, but I have to say it's the only thing he did too long. I thought the third series was terrible. He should have stopped it after two series. Um, it's super dark, it's super emotional, but it's also super super funny. It's just he's just struggling. You know,
Is Afterlife the one where he shouts at the kid at the school through the school
yeah,
fence?
because the weekend calls him a pedo, and he goes,
Yeah,
"Yeah, if I was a pedo, I would be after you, you fat little ginger fuck."
that's the one.
Um,
Yeah,
eh,
yeah, yeah. I've seen
because the way,
clips of that.
yeah, because the wee lad's picking on his nephew, you see, and then
Yeah.
his nephew's one of the only people he cares about at that stage. But it is awesome. I just think it went the third series. I think ruined it. Not ruined it to the point I wouldn't watch it. I'd watch the first two again, but I
It's
think
almost like Star Wars is only 6 films long.
well, for me it's only three, but um, well, three plus Rogue Rogue One.
Rogue.
Rogue One was good, I thought. Um,
No, after the last three, I've got a new appreciation for episodes 1, 2, and 3. Yes, the pod race goes on too long, and none of them are actually perfect. But remember the kids' films, so and it
yeah,
was like, yeah, okay, they get
I
past.
know. Look, there is an element where we judge him through rose tinted glasses. You're right, because we're comparing him to because I still remember the first time Star Wars was on TV. It was at Christmas.
Of course,
Um, I first time it was ever, and I hadn't seen it at that point, and because I was too young to go to cinema and stuff. Um, and I remember I knew it was on. I can't remember it was 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, but the film before it was Hound of the Baskervilles. And I remember going out and playing football on my own, everything, just trying. And I was sitting waiting and lying in the middle of the living room floor waiting for it, and the clock seemed to be going backwards and on. You're going like, hurry up, and so yeah, we do, maybe I do, remember it better than it actually was, but at the same time, you
well,
know,
even going back and rewatching them since because I've got the Blu-ray of the first 6,
yeah,
and I've got access to Disney Plus, so
yeah.
I can watch any of them. That is not the watch that I want.
Yeah. But I,
Yeah,
I,
the new 3 just don't stand up, and apparently they're doing more, which is
I will share. That's the problem because Disney spent that much money on them. They have to throw out as much crap as they can. And sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's terrible. I really liked Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was brilliant.
yes, I enjoyed Rogue One. I didn't mind some of the series that they did as well.
Yeah, the Mandalorians was pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
the Mandalorian was okay. I didn't mind Boba too much either. I
yeah,
can't
it was,
find
it
my
was all
backup
right.
flash, which I need.
No, just um,
Bugger.
what's
Right,
wrong?
I can't find the wash that I need.
Yeah.
God damn it. It's just completely stopped all the painting because that's where I was up to, which is not good. So I've stopped painting them.
No, it's tough to have a live stream painting channel when you can't paint.
It is. Although I have to spell the glasses I was looking for earlier, which is nice. So
Fucking
what do I
hell.
do then? Fucking
I
hell,
keep
what?
gaining subs. See, am I?
Oh yeah, you brag. You even call yourself a YouTuber. Are you getting these
I'm not
subs?
really. I'm not really doing much now, but I'm like,
That's
I'm
what I
up
mean.
to I'm up to 1505 this stage.
Bloody no, have you got the viewing hours for?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking right, Blake. Whatever you're doing, enjoy.
Have fun, Blake, and say hello to whoever's round at your house currently doing whatever they're doing. Right, I'm gonna have to go quickly look for this.
Don't you be going too far. Leave me here on my own.
I won't be going too far. I'm going to the next room. I won't be able to look. You can
No,
brag about how many thousand, well, 1,500.
no. Fuck. It's only a number. I'm not doing anything with them.
Okay. Yes, you are right, Jessica. I do need to be organised, but that just wouldn't be me. So, yeah, I'll be back in a second.
I should start running this live stream, shouldn't I? Let's see if I can do a new one for him. Oh, no, I'll do that. Hide that. See how long it takes him to notice.
Ah, crap. That's never good. No, me. What? I'm not doing a giveaway. No, not a chance. And what's all right? I'm assuming they're asking you questions, or have I been muted properly?
No, I was experimenting. Sorry, I got distracted. I was experimenting with StreamYard, so.
Okay. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and you left me on my own and I didn't know what to do either, so.
Well, I've got to wash all the armor. No.
To give away lots of to commit to. Yeah. Well, it's funny you should say that. He was saying he was going to give away these chariots once he's got them finished.
To what now? Are you paying postage and packaging for that?
Depends where they're going. Oh.
No.
I know how expensive. I've sent 5 or 6 parcels to the US of A. It's fucking expensive.
Yep. I'm gonna have one to send to California eventually.
Right. Okay.
As well as one to send to you and a couple more to scatter around the UK. I'm just waiting for them to arrive. And then I should have
it's an expensive thing, and then you have to go. I mean, just to warn you, if you're going to go to send to America, it's for Dorito, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, I've Doritos details. You'll need a phone number as well, which I have. I can give you that. But there's a wee form you have to fill in at the post office. So it depends on the weight and the size. So you best having the wee form and the information handy anyway, because they want to know what's in it. So say why I was sending chocolate and stuff, I'd literally have to put down like 2 packets of biscuits, 3 packets of crisps.
Can you just write confectionery?
You might get away with just putting down, but it's sort of implied they want the detail,
Because when I sent something to EB which didn't actually get there, so that might be the reason why. The little thing they asked me to fill in was so bloody tiny. There was no way I could write everything that was actually going in properly.
I have some of the wee forms there because I've just stopped doing it because it's just so expensive. It's actually I don't want to think about what it's cost me because the actual stuff itself and then the postage.
It's astronomical, I know. It's when you actually think about the amount of money it's cost just to send that thing that you had, and then
I
pay for somebody to take it over there. It's like, all right, you are taking it a long way. I understand that, but still, wow, how much?
if I try and work it out, I've spent well over £500 selling stuff to America.
See, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and I mean obviously not in one go, but I'm talking about the stuff and then the postage. Because the last stuff I sent, over was 60 quid for the parcel nearly. The post 50 quid. Sorry, it was about 50 quid.
And that wasn't
Um,
including the contents.
and that's not including the stuff. So, but just you don't want to give them any excuse because people say to me, because I first was going to do it because I wanted to send proper whiskey over to Blake and JV because they were both sitting, they were drinking. The JV was still drinking. He was, um, uh, they were drinking Fireball and stuff, and I kept going, no, drink proper stuff, and
Yeah, drink something good if you're gonna drink.
yeah.
Well, we can't send alcohol over as far as we're aware.
No, well, that's why I didn't. But and then Dorito sent me stuff because I won one of his wee competitions. So in fairness, Squirrel helped him with a postage because he went fuck. He didn't realize how dear it was. And he sent it over. So I kept the box and I filled it up with sweets and stuff. Sent it back. It was the first I'd sent anything over, and um,
It costs an absolute bloody fortune.
Jessica, I've said 6 parcels. It depends on the size and the weight of it. So maybe I'm just sending too much stuff. But even that, I'm sending it through the post office and it's economy. But once you hit, I can't remember what the limit is. Up to something like 2 kilos is one price, and then when you go over that, it goes up a lot.
Yes.
And you don't realize when you're putting fucking bars of chocolate in and fucking how quickly the weight adds up. And then when you've got it all wrapped up and you're at the post office at this stage, it's like, yeah, what am I going to do? Take it home, take half of it out, and look, just post the fucking thing, because you sort of want, because you send over to the markets, you want, especially when it's people. I only send it to people I like, but it still makes me laugh. JV's wee lad's head near exploded when he tried dairy milk.
What
You
chocolate?
know,
Real chocolate?
yeah, proper chocolate. He spun around the city, and he spins around. He goes, "Their chocolate's legit." It's just funny. I honestly thought his head was going to explode when he tried dairy milk. Um,
Well, speaking about experience
well,
and
there
things
you go.
like that,
Sorry, biggie. Yeah, up to 2 kilos, around 35 quid. Yeah, mine all tend to be over 2 kilos, and then it goes up. So, um, because
fuck.
especially sometimes, because some of the stuff is sent to Arkansas, I'm also doubling up so as JV can split up with Blake as
Yes.
well. So if I put in a big bar of dairy milk, I put 2 in. If I put Jaffa cakes in, I put 2 boxes in. If I put in, tonics, tea cakes and stuff, so everything's doubling up. Like I sent Monster Munch and I sent, you know, uh, potato, cheese and onion, which is, stuff you only really get here. Um, But
Well,
yeah, Jessica, I've paid more. Honestly, the last one I sent to Arkansas was, I think it was round about 50 quid. So it was,
bloody Nora.
but definitely, you also don't want, if you're going to pay that, to send it over. Um, then
Well, I'll see because I've got as I said, I've got stuff to send to you. There's also a couple. It's only really paper and letters and size stuff that I wish to send off to Arkansas.
Well, the likes of that's easy. Jessica's right. That'll be cheap as chips. But
Yeah.
I was sending over crisps, chocolate, biscuits, all that sort of thing. But honestly, it's nuts. It's just and I looked around and I spoke to Mick, because Mick T had sent stuff for, and he said, to be honest, he found the post office was pretty much the cheapest you can do. But all I'm saying is, if you're going to send stuff over, don't give them any excuse for it to not go. Fill the wee if they ask you to fill the form in, just do it properly. Even if you go down one day and get a couple of blank ones, and then when you're wrapping it up, you can go, right, well, there's, if it's only, 2 letters, 1 picture, 1 box of Jaffa cakes, whatever. But I broke mine down that way. Everything I sent went. I haven't touched wood. I haven't done anything that hasn't made it.
Right, maybe I need to do mine a little bit better then. Is that showing up?
It is there.
That's a nice little sign on face. It should be a purplish tint to it once it's dried. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's very blue on camera, but a bit darker bits. But yeah, it's just beware. It's just postage is just getting, it's why I haven't sent. I've plans to send one over later in the year. I am going to send Christmas cards this year. I'm going to,
Well, I have a plan regarding that.
Yeah.
Which is, it costs something considerably less to send it from America to America than it does send it from UK to America. So if Alan does end up coming over here, he may end up getting a small parcel and going, do me a favour, send them out, please.
Yeah.
And just give him just a small thing to take back with him and go, can you distribute those to relevant people and addresses? And here's the money for the one more.
Yes, I'm going to look into that the next time, but it's going to be later in the year. I've got it. I was going to send. I don't want to say it here. I don't want to. There's somebody I want to send stuff to as a bit of a surprise, so I don't want to say who it is or what it is. But I was going to send something. I thought, no, there's something later in the year is going to suit better to do. So it's the run up to Christmas. So I am going to just post a clatter of cards this year, just to people. Because Carla sent a card, but didn't come in time. I think she doesn't. I don't think she's allowed enough time to post it. But it came January, which was was really nice for her to send it. So I'm going to return the favour this year and try and send out some cards and that for Christmas. So
bear that in mind, that you might want to send it like October.
Well, I know it's well, to be honest, the thing I want to send I can't do till mid-November. So shortly after that, I'm going to parcel something up and I'm going to send that one. But I do want to send some Christmas cards. I might not send a load of cards because it's, depends if I can get some sort of Belfast themed Christmas cards, maybe. Because otherwise, it's just another Christmas card from somebody, and just because
some people enjoy that stuff.
It's weird. I am, I don't know where it came from, but everybody thinks I'm all grumpy and stuff. I love Christmas. I really look forward to Christmas. I really enjoy, Christmas Day and swapping presents and Christmas dinner and, and getting cards and all that sort of thing. And
are you the one that cooks Christmas dinner?
No.
That's why you enjoy it so much.
No, it's not. Well, my brother's a chef. If I went near, he'd hit me a slap.
All right. In that case, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, if you go in there, that kitchen, and there's a chef in there, then it's his kitchen. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, pretty much. And
I think Jessica will agree with that one as well.
And I mean, actually, I have to rein him in because we said lot of Christmases ago. He's disabled. He can't stand for too long now, and he can't. Very nice.
So that's the basic difference. So not painted properly, and at least painted to some degree now, with cloakage and.
You still do details around the wheels and all, though, don't you? Just solid gold at this stage.
The are solid gold at this stage. I'm not sure of what I'm going to do with the. I should at least give them a thingy wash.
Yeah,
Actually.
it doesn't look right. Solid gold. It looks like something you'd have on the wall of a 1970s house. The wheel like that. So you need to break that wheel up, I would suggest.
Well, that's easy because that's where the wash stage comes in.
Yeah.
It kind of breaks up the recesses a little more.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think you need some sort of color,
I
even if
may
the
go with a
other way,
brown
or
spoke or
yeah,
something
or the
on the
spokes,
inside.
or so
There's also weathering that I could do afterwards, put dust on the wheels, but I'm not at that stage yet, and I would need to get the weathering powders.
yeah.
So I shall wait until I get to that stage because I'm not even at that stage. I'm 90% of my forces. And it's still a work in progress. I've only just done wash stages essentially. There's still highlighting stages to go after this, and then pull it all off the base, texture the base, put it all back on the base, check that the alignments and everything.
Are you painting these to use in your game, or are these ones you're just painting for the sake of painting at this stage?
These I'm just painting for the sake of painting because it's working with a mass metallic on this case.
Right.
I don't usually work with mass metallic.
So, are you likely to make some sort of diorama for it? Are you likely to put them in some sort of scene, or
more than likely they'll go in the D&D pile,
okay.
And they'll join the D&D NPC character pile,
Right?
Because they are very medieval, and having adventurers get chased down by 2 chariots and cart is something that could be interesting in a campaign, especially when they're pulled by demigriffs or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
did you ever do you remember the thing my mate showed you, that like the online like tabletop D&D thing? Did you ever experiment with it?
I did. It's bloody complicated.
Right.
It's bloody complicated, and it requires a lot of files, which I didn't realize quite how many files it required. Right. So I've downloaded a lot, but I'm not sure I have enough to do what I require to do.
Because I think that's a good way to get a game going. Because I know I created a character and all that there, but I don't like the idea of you and your lot all sitting around that table, and then miles away I'm sitting, just on a screen. Whereas if everybody's online and everybody's looking at a tabletop game,
yes,
that's the only way I could see me ever playing D&D again, So,
well, if I can get the basics of it working the way I would like it to, then I had an idea, because for me getting a party together is reasonably unreliable. To get the same party together every time, regardless, and every week, so that they're ready to play.
Yeah.
Which is a bit unfair on those who make it more often, because they're getting stunted by those who can't. So my idea was everybody rolls up a level 4, a level 4, a level 9, a level 13, and a level 17 character. Or you roll up your character, and you have a stat sheet for 4, 9, 13, 17. And it runs as a group of mercenaries that go out hunting monsters. and you go, right, okay, how many players we got tonight? We've got 3. Okay, roll on which characters we get to pick from, which stage character, and then pick a random monster of that, or random monsters of that relative level to go home.
Yeah.
Bit boring, but
the thing is, I mean, I'm not saying to do it so as I can play, because I don't know if I'll ever play again. I'm just asking as an interest, because I thought it was, because to be honest, I was supposed to sit in and watch Herf and Emmons play. But the night it suited for me, for them to invite me, I was busy and I couldn't. So I could have just sat online and watched them playing and seeing how it went.
well, sadly enough, my D&D night came to a crashing halt. So I've not played for ages. So I would be willing to play. I'd even be willing to do a bit of a Discord Roll20 type game if it was what was available. Because
get an old Fighting Fantasy book and sit and do that online.
Well, there's a new Final Fantasy game coming out. I believe 16 is due out.
I love them. What was the first one ever? Warlock of Firetop Mountain, I think, was the first ever Fighting Fantasy book.
I'm not sure actually, because I don't think I've ever done the books.
You never played them?
No.
You're younger than me, aren't you? You're only in your late 30s, aren't you?
I'm 40 this year.
Alright, so hold on. So you could have just said, yes, you're right, I'm in my late 30s.
I could have.
Yeah, rather than
specify my age.
Make a liar to me, even though I was actually right, because you're not 40 yet, so that means you're in your late 30s.
I didn't deny you was correct. I specified
this. I'm in my late 30s. But yeah, so because I'm old, so I remember the old paper books of Warlock of Firetop Mountain, and I don't know anybody that ever managed to finish it. I'm not sure you could finish it.
You could probably finish it if you did it the Peter Griffin way. I didn't take my finger off the page. And go back.
Well, here, I have to ask Jessica. So, Jessica, you're talking about Warhammer and all the rest of it. Does that make you a gamer?
Jessica's actually a commission painter for the shit that I'm painting.
All right. So, but because I've seen Jessica in the chat, I never spoke to her before because I haven't been here on one of your regularly scheduled ones in a while.
Neither have I. Don't worry.
But so I'm just wondering if she's talking about Warhammer and all the rest of it. She could well be a gamer.
Yes, she's commission painter for this stuff for Warhammer. I've had her up here. It's Synscape Studios.
Right. Okay.
They've been up here and showing off some of the stuff they're doing. It's like, oh my god, the Emperor's cape that they've painted is just unbelievable. It's like, yeah, thank you very much. I might as well quit now and sell everything I've got and go take up gardening, I suppose. Because it's very, very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, she's a gamer and a pro painter. My brother, I hate wasted talent. My older brother was brilliant at nearly anything he put his hand to. He made models when he was a kid. He was brilliant at it. World War II stuff, and he'd make dioramas and stuff, and they were fantastic. He would paint the D&D figures and all, and he was just brilliant at it. And then he just stopped doing it, and he'd move on to something else. And he never actually fucking used the talent for anything important or anything good,
I know people like that. It's like, well, you just do something.
Yeah.
I'm going to try this. No, don't try something. See that thing that you're really good at. Go make money on it. Go make a living off it.
Yeah.
But this has took me interest now. I'm bored with that.
Super smart as well, and end up fucking working as a welder. And I'm not having to go welders. My dad was a welder, so I'm not having to go. I'm just saying he would fucking eat brains to burn. just didn't really want to do anything. Fucking took him years to get any sort of job, never mind fucking welding, and
Yeah, but he's smart enough to go through all that and then still go back and go, right, I'll learn welding now.
yeah, but he never really did. I don't know what the fuck. Well, yeah, I know. It's not like I've ever really done anything. So,
You fucked around with my thingy all night and put Liverpool FC of all fucking things across the bottom.
I put that up when you run here, and I actually said, I wonder how long it'll take him to notice.
Ages, because I'm looking down painting little bloody models. Welcome to Karen.
Right, I'll change it now that you've spotted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not nice. Not nice. I don't want Scamfield upon anywhere near my stream.
The background music. That's the yard stuff. You'd be alright with that.
Oh, DRM free. I'll get that. No, don't like that. Jesus, no. What the hell are you doing to me, man? Off. Okay, I'll give it a second. Oh, that's not too bad, it's
yeah, you know why nobody ever really plays it.
It's a little bit light.
Yeah, let's just turn that off.
Don't you turn it off. You lied to me, motherfucker.
See, there's certain stuff you can and can't do. There's certain stuff you can't do just because it's it's the free one,
Yes. I have noticed that the free one does limit you. It also limits the quality because my cameras can actually handle 1080. Whether or not they should handle 1080, whether or not you want to see me 1080 is.
I think the professional StreamYard can. I don't think the free one does.
No, the free one goes to 720 only, which is a much more friendly for my face.
I'm on Discord. I don't use it very much. I only really went on it because I was live streaming the odd bit of gaming for a while.
Speaking of which, we do need to do that also.
No, I we need to find a better game. I was not enjoying that game.
Okay. What game would you prefer?
I'm not sure. I honestly don't know.
Would you prefer an RTS? Or what style of game would you prefer?
Well, honestly, I don't know. And part of the problem is getting stuff on the PC that doesn't fucking crash. My all-time favorite online game, and on the PC it's super glitchy, is The Division 2, because it's a you can play it on your own or you can have up to 4 people co-op, and it's brilliant. But it isn't everybody's cup of tea. But
what is it gameplay wise? Third person shooter?
It's third person. It's set after, believe it or not, a pandemic wipes out most of society. So you're the division of this like deep under, sort of deep, what's the right term, embedded sort of society that's there for if shit goes horribly wrong, you get activated and then you try and rebuild society,
Right, okay.
And then you're taking on excuse me, you're taking on sort of the gangs that pop up, and and it's brilliant. You go and liberate areas and you take down checkpoints, and then you it's brilliant. Look, have a wee nosy, and see if it's something you might think you want to play. Just YouTube it and watch it, and it's brilliant. But the problem is on the PC, it's one of the most notorious games for crashing. I mean, me and Herfinall played the first one and loved it. But the second one's bigger, and I think it's better. But playing it on the PC, I got it on the PC, so it was me and Crazy Ann and that could play it. But on BC got it at Christ's fucking PC, and he wasn't amused. And it turns out, it's one of those ones on the PC they've never quite got right. For some people, it'll run perfectly and nothing will ever go wrong.
Oh no!
And for other people, it'll crash. And I have a very high end PC now. I mean, my graphics card in this now is a 3070 Ti. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you beat the crap out of mine. 2
I've
generations ahead.
Yeah, I've all sorts because I only bought this recently, and it's a custom build job, and it's got loads of RAM, it's got real, everything about it's good. Um, so it's not a hardware issue. It's just you know,
It's a
um,
software.
yeah, and it just seemed to be for some people it just crashes all the time, and it's a pity because it's brilliant. It's one of those games you can play it on your own. You run around the world, there's other people, but they can't fuck with you unless there's a thing called the dark zone. You go in there, other players can fuck with you. But what you can do is ask for help. You can put out a call for help, and other players can go, right, I'll help you do that mission, and they'll jump in. Or if you go in and start an actual mission, then there's nobody else in it unless you ask for help. So it's not, people can't run around and fuck with you and all the rest of it. And it's brilliant, and you level up and you level up and you get better equipment, and you put all the different bits of equipment together the way it suits you. Say you prefer being a sniper rather than using, for argument's sake, an assault rifle.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you build it, the you know, so the abilities that you get from all the different bits of equipment. So there's loads to it, and it's brilliant and it's massive. There's a brilliant bit called is it just the tower? It's not called the tower. It's called something else. Anyway, but you go it's 100 floors, and you basically fight your way to the top, and it's brilliant. Just you do it as a co-op thing, just 4 years just fighting your way up, and obviously it starts off really easy.
Yeah, until
Um,
eventually increasingly gets difficult and difficult and difficult.
but I don't think EB likes it anyway, so I'm not sure there's any point. But
Well, there's other games. And
look, I'll try most. I wasn't enjoying that environment. I just wasn't.
no, to be quite honest, that fire level brought it to a screaming halt along that campaign mode, where you
I
had to
don't
push a
like.
stupid fucking thing along, and then we got stuck, and it was like, oh, for God's sakes!
Yeah, I don't like games where it's relentless. You fight through a horde, that's fine, but then 10 seconds later there's a new horde again, and then 10 seconds. So you can't explore. You know what I mean? You can't run around and look for stuff. So it's a mad dice from the start to the finish, and it didn't help that we wouldn't work as a team properly. That didn't help either. But that's us rather than
Well,
the game. But
yeah, but that's not us not knowing our roles. We're just picking random characters, thinking, what does this do? What does that
yeah,
do?
but it's not. But it's not even that we weren't. We There was next to no communication other than I'm fucked again. Or I'll fall off the stupid track and it's dark and I can't see.
Yeah,
Um, and then because there was only three of us to pot, if you remember the one with the in the dark, it was the fact
the,
that the bot went and he ran ahead of us and run off with the fucking cart with the light on it.
yep. As soon as you fall off, we were fucked. Like, for Christ's sake. If one of us was the fire mage, it wouldn't be as bad because we could have started a fire and found our way out. But none
Yeah,
of us
or
was the
or
fire
or
mage.
even if there was four of us playing and one of us held the fucking cart rather than run off it.
Yeah, keep the track there. No, push the cart back. Right, okay, right, start again. Pushing forward,
Did
pushing forward, pushing.
BC will play it? BC has it downloaded. The problem was every time we tried to play it, he wasn't about.
Yes.
Um,
Well,
so it,
that was the original intention, was to have BC be a
yeah,
four player. I'll have somebody be a four player anyway.
I mean, look, you should come on and play just with me and Blake and Anna. It's a game I don't like the game, but
What's
it's
that?
just fun hanging with them. It's just playing Fall Guys.
I, I can't. I've had this discussion with Beaky Buzzard. I went to Epic. I downloaded it. I installed it. I created an account. I had one game. It crashed. I tried to go back on it again. It wouldn't let me. I uninstalled. I went to reinstall it, and Epic was going, "This game's installed on your machine." I said, no, it's not.
Right.
And it won't let me uninstall it from the Epic screen to be able to try a reinstall. So I can't play it.
Right, that's unusual. I'm rubbish at it, and the game itself sometimes frustrates the fucking life out of
Yeah,
me. But
but that's the whole point on it. Have you played a game called Broforce?
no,
Right. It is. You said you don't like frantic games. This is a frantic game, but it's a frantic game that manages to make it fun because you don't give a shit about dying. Because all it takes is somebody else to get to one of the things, and yeah, you're alive again. You're blowing the shit out of anything else that moves, including your other friends, because you don't know who you're going to come back as. Whether you're going to come back as somebody that throws bombs or somebody that's melee based, or essentially think every action hero archetype trope ever existed, and yeah, you get to play as a over the top little cartoon version of that
yeah.
to save America. Because fuck yeah! And that's pretty much it.
See,
As a game, though, it's really fun.
I mean, it's a wee daft fucking free game. You know what I mean? So I only played to hang out with fucking with Blake and Anne and stuff. You know, and Crazy Anne. You know, I'm terrible at it, and I don't. Sometimes it's all right, but it's not something I would sit and play on my own. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just have to.
Same with that Broforce. I wouldn't play. I've played it on my own, and it's not as fun. I remember playing it with four of my mates. Actually, we had to keep swapping the pad over, and we blasted through it, and we decided to do it on hard mode just because we'll die more, and it was more fun.
Right. Okay.
It was just a sheer blast of mode.
See, and the thing is, I don't like. I'm not a competitive gamer. I'm no good at. I'm not a good gamer either. You know, so it sort of doesn't help. But Call of Duty and stuff like that just bores the tits off me now.
How do you
They're,
think about the RPG market? So things like Neverwinter Nights.
I don't know enough about them.
It's kind of Dungeons and Dragons based, but PC.
I,
I
I've
believe they
checked
just
any of them out.
released a God version.
Yeah. I'll try. You know, as long as they're not too near the bar, I'll have a go at most of them. You know, but just
I
I
mean,
like.
these are old games.
Mm, I want to go on and have a bit of fun, and I don't want to be too stressed out with them. I don't want to get, you know, and I just give. I'll sit and play games on my own. It's different. I played Dead Space and stuff. I'm bussing to play Portal with somebody online. Um,
What, Portal or Portal 2?
Portal 2, I think it is. I can't remember which one where you can play co-op, but you can't talk to each other. So you have to try and signal each other what to do. And I only ever tried it once when I first got it, fucking maybe 15 years ago on the Xbox. But you literally have to stand and point at stuff and try and, you know, and it switches your mic and all off so you can't talk to each other. So you can't
Well,
just eat and go,
yeah, but there's other ways around that. We both know
oh, yes. I mean, because when you've done,
that.
but this was on the Xbox, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just it disable the chat. But I sort of like the idea of not cheating, not talking to each other on Discord while you're doing it, you know, and because honestly, we remember us doing it, and I'm sitting like, do you think it might have been me and you know Peter? And it's like, what the fuck does he mean? And in his head or in my head, it's obvious, do this, do that, but it isn't to the other person who's watching you jumping up and down on the spot or pointing at a random bit of the wall or
Yeah,
you know,
trying to tell him to pick that thing up, and it's not. It's just like what?
yeah,
Wow.
because you've got a wee daft figure on the screen, dancing about or jumping up and down, or it's
Well,
um
for co-op player, I generally wanted to do things. I enjoy things like Borderlands. So having to be able to have a full party on Borderlands and do the full story and go through, because it is a story game, even though it's a looter shooter.
mm,
All the games I played up until the fourth game, which is Borderlands 3. I've not played that one yet. 2 is probably the pinnacle if you get the expansion DLC for it, I would say. But very fun games. Oh, Steam being a pain.
right, I'm going.
Okay, so I have managed to. I'm not even talking about the Leviatan box set so far tonight. Not properly anyway, because I'm getting a lot of flamer guys soon. A lot of flamer guys soon. In fact, can I bring the box set up?
Right. I'm going to share. I'm going to just because we're just sitting talking, so I'm going to share something. I'm going to show you the trailer for the Division. Really, it's I'm coming through. Okay.
Yeah. Massive entertainment production. I was just about to go on Steam and have a look. It's not made by Obsidian, is it?
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
The only thing I'll say is if it's something you're thinking of, I would check it. CD keys first.
Well, my friend's
It's only a
brother
download code.
gives away games as well.
They'll not give this away because they're still releasing content for this. But when I got the new Xbox, I bought the fucking thing at full price, and then my cousin went on the CD keys, got the whole thing, all the expansion packs for 17 quid, and I just paid 60 odd quid for it.
I'm hoping that this is one that's given away on this Discord issue.
No, honestly, they'll not give this away. You might get it cheap. They'll not give this away.
No, I'll basically get it gifted off a friend. Oh, I think yeah. I remember this game. Because you have to manage resources like water and hunger and crap, don't you?
Yeah, but you just sort of collect the stuff as you're walking about. It's not like an RTS where you're just managing resources. It's something you do in gameplay, and it's relatively open world, but it tells you, what level certain areas are. So it sort of advises you if you go into certain areas, you're just going to get fucked up. If you go in too early.
Yeah, don't be doing that. Tom Clancy's The Division 2, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, there's a dead Division agent. I've never actually watched this trailer,
Keep moving. I didn't do anything.
Some of you may believe the rules are unfair. That's too bad.
Quiet, I said no more talking.
The rules are not subject to
What's the New
negotiation.
York Ultimate Edition?
Define the rules, and there will be consequences.
Let's go. Come on.
Examples will be made.
On your knees. Keep still.
Oh, damn it. Kick it up. Never mind. think what showed me everything.
I didn't realize this wasn't gameplay. This was just the actual reveal. But it's the first one set in New York. This one set in Washington. But the expansion pack of this one takes you back to New York. You know,
Right, so that's the one that's 50 quid.
yeah. It's
And he's got a credit bonus pack. What the hell?
it's possibly my favorite game of all time. And like I say, you can play it on your own, or you can jump in and out of each other's games. It's massive, especially if you get the Warlords expansion pack with it. Then you can go back to New York. There's loads of New York to do, and there's a thing I can't say the tower. It's not the summit. You call it the summit. And then you've got all the character developments. It's not just to take weapons, but there's like 5 or 6 different character classes, so you can build up. If you want to be, I like being one called a technician, where you throw out a wee drone and stuff, and a wee turret. But you can take it. There's all sorts of different character classes, and if you're going to play as part of a team, it's handy to have somebody sort of different skills. But it's awesome. Look, it's something to have a look into if you think it's something you want to play. Have a proper look at it. Just watch a couple of YouTube videos of people playing it. It's brilliant.
I was actually just looking at Destiny 2.
It's terrible. It's free.
Is it?
We it's funny enough, Crazy on me and BC download it. We're playing it. It's poor. And I loved the first Destiny. Loved it.
Oh, yeah, the first Destiny looked good.
Yeah, first Destiny was very good. This was just, it's like a platformer now. See some of the access, some of the things. There's one of the bits we couldn't get our head around it. You literally die now. Obviously, you just respawn at the last ledge. To get one of the things, I must have died. I'm not exaggerating. 40 times, maybe more.
Yeah,
just jumping from ledge to ledge to ledge.
Do you remember the 10p arcade machines? You should be used to that by now.
Yeah, but I used to play those when I was fucking 10, not fucking nearly 50.
Why was wrong with playing them now?
No, but it's a shooter, and you just spend your time platforming. It's terrible, and it's not even right. I've done that bit. It's over. It became so repetitive. Right, Jessica? Say goodbye, Jessica.
Good. See you later, Jessica. Have a good night. And back to work tomorrow. Get to painting. Earn that money. It's actually, we've been going for 2 hours now. And I'm essentially letting everything dry. So this looks better than it did when I started. Oh, damn it, you change things around.
Look into the likes of Division. If you think it's something you're interested in, do a bit of research. If you want to try it, we'll try it. I've already got it. It's not going to cost me anything to try. But
I'll have a look. I like co-op games. I like the idea of co-op games because I like to play with people, not in that way. Get that out of your mind. Anyone who's watching this and that's filthy disgusting match. So yeah, I like the Division. The Division. But I also like the frantic games as well. So
the thing is, see the likes of it. A lot of time you can just run about on your own. You don't have to play with other people, but it just means you could look one day and go, "Shit, captain's on, right? I'll jump in and join my game, and vice versa."
See, that's not bad. But there's a few other games that I would love to play. Like you said, you wanted to play Portal 2, 2-player.
Yeah.
There's one of the Dawn of War games, Dawn of War 2, which you can co-op the main campaign, and the second expansion has got, like you said, that tower thing.
Right.
It's got that type of thing where you all choose a hero, and you fight wave upon wave after wave, team up and fight against these things to see how far up the tower you can get. unluckily, I've never managed to do either one of them because I don't know anyone who has the game to be able to go, yeah, okay, I'll do it co-op properly, and then not enough people to be able to go, okay, let's do the 4-player multiplayer thing.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because they do Dawn of War a lot. The Games Workshop products get a lot of bundles usually done about them.
I'm just having a note. So it's a Warhammer game.
Yes, the Dawn of War 2. I don't know how much it is at the moment.
And just gotta go into my Steam. Whatever knows in just see. So store.
He's kind of half RTS, half roleplay.
See, the thing that worries me is that Vermintide is that, and I just wasn't keen, you know.
This is very much different from Vermintide. It's much more strategy based.
Right, so Dawn of War, it's only a tenner. So it's not. No, it's 15 quid.
Dawn of War 2 is 15 quid. Dawn of War 2 Retribution is 20 quid.
Yeah. So which one is it?
And then you've got Chaos Rising, which is also 15
and then
quid.
The Last Stand, and
The Last Stand is that thing that I was talking about, where it's the 4-player. Let's see how we do. So it's actually quite expensive. It looks like 10, 20, 40, 50.
Yeah.
57 quid for the whole lot. So I'm not expecting anyone to go out and buy it.
Especially, I mean, it is an old game as well. And,
oh yeah, 2011. However, Dawn of War 1, the original, is a better game.
Well, the Master Collection is 30 quid. In fact, there's Grand Master Collection is 55 quid. Jesus, let's see what's in I'm just having a look to see what's in the Master Collection and what's in the Grand Master. So in the Master Collection, which is 40 quid, you get Dawn of War 2, you get Retribution, and then you get Chaos Rising.
Yep.
Right, but it doesn't have that one that you're talking about. So let's go back. So you must have to. So you could buy that and then spend the £7 for the other one, you know, or
don't worry about the same bloody price.
Yeah, or the Grand Master Collection. So let's see.
I can't even see that.
So it includes Retribution, The Last Stand, Dawn of War 2, Retribution, Chaos Sorcerer War Gear. There's a lot of DLC. A lot of it's fucking crap, to be honest.
It's all the war gear for the Last Stand. So when you choose that type of commander, he gets extra.
But it's 50, 53, 54.99. You know, it's a lot of money, you know, so it's.
Yeah, I'm just looking now.
But
some of the other games. I mean, there's loads of games that are available for 40k that'll do similar needs to a lot of others. But yeah, it's usually hack and slash or RTS. I've never even heard of that one. VR only, that's why. Alright, anyway, I'm mistracked from what I'm supposed to be doing here. So, thank you for everyone who's come to join me this evening. And Captain, cheers very much for being the admin dude that basically runs this for me while I sit and paint. you did all the talking tonight. I didn't practically bugger up. At the same time next week, hopefully, I will be back on here. If not, it'll be Tuesday, if not the Monday. And that's 1 week closer to getting the Leviatan box set, which is loads of new models for me to paint, and I don't know what I'm doing with the Tyranids. So we'll still figure that out. Probably try and figure that out on next week's stream. Well, hopefully, I finish off everything that I need to do on this and actually have a finished model for the first time on my channel. It will be awesome. So again, thanks everybody for coming to join me. And anything you want to say to everyone before we go?
Not really. Just thank you everybody that turned up and put up with us, sitting talking crap, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Drive safe, everyone, and have a good night. See you later.